I think we already told you guys that Ghalibaf came on state TV, and when he had a pre-recording interview that was supposed to be played on state TV, half of that was, around half of that was being played, but then the state TV cut Ghalibaf's pre-recorded interview, and they started playing Ali Khamenei instead. And a lot of people saw that as an attack on Ghalibaf by the Islamic Republic State TV, and the pro Ghalibaf people came out and demanded the rest. There's a lot of chaos, a lot of drama, and then eventually we got the second half, and the second half was exactly what we predicted, like what people were talking about that it is. Um, but I mean, we could go into a lot of details regarding what it was and why they didn't want to show it, but I could tell you some of the most important parts, right? First of all, Ghalibaf attacked all the people who are attacking him regarding the MOU, not signing the MOU, regarding the people who are against signing an MOU with the Americans, negotiating with the Americans. He basically came out and said these people are not doing anything themselves. They only are chanting, and they think that chanting does anything, right? So he says, like, you're neither one of those people who are in the field fighting against the Americans and the Israelis, or you're not one, and you're not one of us who are negotiating in the battlefield of negotiations. You don't participate in that either. You're not helping in either one of the military battlefield or the political battlefield. You just annoying. You basically just come and chant. You keep like, oh, what about the blood of our supreme leader? Why are we not taking revenge for our supreme leader? Chanting about getting revenge for the blood of our supreme leader is not going to basically kill Trump or Bibi or Netanyahu. Like, it's not going to achieve it. You're not going to get revenge by just saying like, oh, let's get revenge. You actually have to make your country strong. You actually have to do something to be able to get revenge. I say, like, one day we will liberate Jerusalem. One day we will do something for Hezbollah. We will do that, but your chants are not helping at all. Like, you're just being annoying, right? And he it to me, it seems like he's trying to suggest that, guys, if you want to liberate Jerusalem and defeat Israel one day, we're going to need a strong economy. If we want a strong economy, we need to actually, somewhat, like, I think this is going to progress in the future, saying we need to liberate the economy. We need to open the Strait of Hormuz, because the Strait of Hormuz is no benefit to us if it's closed. I think that's and he's going to basically say, yes, one day we will get revenge, but to be able to do that, we actually have to do something about the economy right now to be able to afford all of this military stuff, anyways. So I think eventually it's going to evolve into that. Another important part of what Ghalibaf said on state TV was regarding the IAEA coming, because a lot of pro-regime, anti-negotiations elements within the Islamic Republic are terrified. Now that you sold the blood of the supreme leader for a bunch of corn and hay, now you're going to also humiliate us even more by allowing the IAEA inspectors to come inside Iran. So, like, not only you're not getting revenge, you're going to humiliate us by allowing the people who killed our supreme leader to come inside Iran and basically search everywhere inside Iran, which is like, nothing could be more humiliating. And Ghalibaf, he said, like, he came out and the second part was saying like, hey, no, guys, that is all a lie. The IAEA inspectors will only be inspecting Tehran and Bushehr. They're not going to be inspecting Natanz, Fordo, and Isfahan. They're only going to be inspecting Bushehr and Tehran, which was a bombshell moment, because he basically confirmed that, yes, the IAEA inspectors are going to be allowed to come into Iran, which is like, by saying like, guys, don't worry, they're only going to be inspecting this part, is actually a confirmation that they will be allowed inside Iran. So it seems, this is why I was telling you guys that what's in the MOU is not the same thing as what Ghalibaf is agreeing to give to the Americans, right? So a lot of people are pissed off at the MOU, but I suggested that maybe like the MOU is just a marketing document for the internal audience. The real agreement is what we see will happen between the Americans and the Islamic Republic. And I suggested that for a few weeks now, that it is likely that Ghalibaf is trying to give to the Americans a lot more than what you see in the MOU. And we're getting a lot of signals from the Americans that that's the case before, but now finally we're getting the signals from Ghalibaf that that's also the case as well. Another thing that he admitted, and that was this is the part that is getting the most attention. By the way, let me know, guys, in the chat if any of this is making any sense or is too complicated. Let me know, like, if you have any questions. If you have any questions, put a two in the chat, because this is right now the main topic within Iran, right? So a lot of people are saying, is it actually true that the Islamic Republic is not receiving any money, and they're only going to be receiving American food in return for their oil money? Like, they're not actually, is it true that they're gonna get vouchers, basically something like food stamps, right? They're not gonna get the dollars to be able to spend on anything they want. The only option that they have is with these vouchers to come get food, and American food. That's what the rumors were, but people were waiting to see if that's actually going to be confirmed by the Islamic Republic side. So one thing that Ghalibaf said in the second half of the his interview that eventually got released was that, um, during the previous president's time, Raisi, which is the president that these Durka jihadi Islamists, supported, not like Pezeshkian. They like Raisi, but not they don't like Pezeshkian. He came out and Ghalibaf came out and exposed that Raisi was doing the same thing. Like, he basically exposed that $12 billion during the Raisi time was given to the Islamic Republic only in in the form of these vouchers as well. So he was saying, like, why you guys keep attacking, like, keep, why is this a problem now if it wasn't a problem during Raisi's time? So him saying that suggests that he's also confirming that this is the case, that the whole idea that you're not going to be receiving your oil money, so the Americans are allowing you to sell your oil, but you're not going to get any money that you could control. Somebody else was going to go food shopping for you. Like, you can't even do your food shopping. The idea is that somebody, like maybe Qatar, will come to US and they will go shopping for food for you. It's not, you don't even have control over that money. That seems to be what people are suggesting that is going to be happening. And Ghalibaf is now trying to slowly normalize, like, sell that to, like, basically break the taboo of how humiliating that is by suggesting that this is what we have been doing all the time, and this is what Raisi has been doing all the time. And a lot of people are saying that reason why the second half was not being shown because how humiliating that part of his discussion was to the previous president Raisi. So that there's a lot more drama happening, like, regarding this. There's also a huge chaotic thing happening with the member of parliament Gazanfari, which I'm not going to go into. He's exposing so much of the Islamic Republic. He's basically came out just recently, just a video yesterday came out of him, a member of parliament of the Islamic Republic, that Ghalibaf is doing a coup d'etat of the Islamic Republic. He's selling out the supreme, like, he's basically doing a coup d'etat against the supreme leader. He's giving the Americans whatever they want. He's trying to buy out anybody that is against him. And by the way, also, guys, there's two assassination cases that we don't know, like, potential assassination cases in Iran. One was somebody from the state TV who was against Ghalibaf and the negotiations with the Americans, just had an heart attack and died. And people are saying, like, yeah, sure, heart attack, yeah, whatever you say. And there was also another member of the IRGC Navy that just had a car accident, and his car was flipping over like multiple times, and he died. And he was about to, he just did, before he died, he was about to come out and expose a lot of about Ghalibaf selling out to the Americans and giving them whatever they want, and he died as well. So I don't know exactly what's happening, but many people, people's understanding in Iran is that, yeah, both of these people were assassinated by Ghalibaf people, and Ghalibaf is basically using the money that the Americans are giving to him to basically silence, or bribe people to, or threaten people to make them not speak against him submitting to the Americans and giving them whatever they want. So those are the updates that I have. I hope that was understandable. Yeah, there's nobody's putting twos. I don't know. No, if anybody has any questions about this in the chat, let me know because this
Yeah, there was no
yeah,
to
there's
except for Monkey. Yes,
okay,
Monkey.
monkey go.
Yes, I think just to add to the update, we also covered a politician that was warning that anyone in the streets who wasn't opposing the moves that Ghalibaf is making is being bought by him. Kind of like a power move to make the streets kind of like if you're not out here, you're being bought. Like that was a power move that was happening too. The video we went over.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, thank you for adding that. Okay, so given that we have no more twos, let me do the super chats and then we'll go to the first one discussion. Sarah is saying first super chat. Thank you for fighting for us. Love you. Well, thank you, Sarah. I appreciate you saying that. And then we get another super chat from Fleshy Interloper saying, "How are relationship between Ghalibaf and IRGC? And IRGC depends on which part of IRGC you're talking about. Right now, the parts that were supposed to be competing with him are submit. It seems to be submitting to him. He has people within IRGC that are loyal to him. He also has people within the IRGC that are threatened by him. The Vahidi just recently came out. Vahidi was hiding in his hole for so long, but we finally saw pictures of him yesterday coming out. To me, that suggests that Ghalibaf managed to convince the Americans to put him on Vahidi, the head of IRGC, on a no kill list so that the Israelis won't kill him. And Ghalibaf basically is trying to get Vahidi to also submit to him as well by showing him that he could get Americans to put Vahidi on a no kill list. And I think that that's why Vahidi is now out because if these people are out in the open, they know that if Israel wants to kill them, there's no defense system that could stop Israel from killing them. There's nothing that could stop these people, stop Israel from killing these people if Israel wants to kill them, except Americans putting them on a no-kill list. That's their only defense, and this is why U.S. is able right now to make these people do what they want because based on what they have done so far, these people know that every time they're breathing is because of the mercy that the Americans are showing them by holding Israel back from killing them. That's why they get to breathe because America has been kind enough to them to put them on a no-kill list, and that's why it's easier than ever for United States to have their inside man in the Islamic Republic and basically change things internally, which is actually a lot more cost efficient than military operations. Again, so I'm not saying um, we shouldn't have military operations against these people, but during the ceasefire, I think the United States is very efficiently using more cost efficient ways to reduce the power of the Islamic Republic from the inside. And then Fleshy Interloper with another super chat saying Ghalibaf has come onto funds. Yeah, exactly. The money released from the a lot of the I think the United States are giving him some spending money and some leverage to go around and do what they need to do what they need him to do. All right, so those were the super chats.
Okay. There's also a response from Peter. He wrote it down, so I'm going to read it. Are we likely to see a regime change at this point, or is the IRGC going to be directing terms for the rest of our timeline as civilization?
So the way things are going, we will eventually, if we keep going in the direction that we're going, the Islamic Republic will fall, but not at the speed that we would like them. Probably, a lot of people were hoping that this could be done faster, but this ended up being a marathon rather than a sprint. But what I could tell you, so nobody could predict the future, but what I could tell you is that the Islamic Republic has never been this weak, and the opposition against the Islamic Republic inside Iran has never been this strong. The United States is stronger than it has ever been. Israel has been stronger than it has ever been. Opposition to the Islamic Republic is stronger than it has ever been. and the Islamic Republic is the weakest it has ever been. And every month that goes by, this becomes more true. So if we keep going in the same direction, eventually the Islamic Republic will fall.
Okay, and a response from Kathy?
Kathy?
Yeah, my only concern is with the American midterm election coming up rather soon. My fear is the lefties taking hold and then not allowing Trump the free will to finish off the Islamic Republic, or worse, where this goes on past Trump's term, and then we get a Democratic president, and they undo everything Trump has done thus far.
Well, a lot of the damage that has been done to the Islamic Republic is unfixable. I think the Democrats coming into the power will slow down the fall of the Islamic Republic, but I think a lot of the damage that has been done to the Islamic Republic has been these wounds are way too deep for them to recover from. Like, they have been fundamentally their ideology, their soft power, their standing among even their own followers, the damage that President Trump has done to the Islamic Republic over Operation Epic Fury and Economic Fury is around $1 trillion. You cannot recover from that. That is not. That is a devastation. That is too much damage to recover from, right? And their own standing, like the internal division within the Islamic Republic, their faith and a sense of loyalty that the 5% regime supporters had to the Islamic Republic, none of that is recoverable. But I do your concern is legitimate. Like, it is going to be helping your Democrats winning the midterms, and maybe the White House will be a huge benefit to the Islamic Republic, but it will basically just slow down their fall. It's not going to. I don't think it's going to save them completely. It will just buy them more time.
I sure hope not, but
Okay. Shauna?
I just wanted to point out that we have a couple of different things besides just the Democrats or the left winning, like potentially winning the midterms and slowing things down, either for Trump domestically or in foreign policy for Iran. I also think that just this is more American politics, but the socialists are fully taking over the Democratic wing of the Democratic Party. The Mamdani backed people just won 2 major victories in New York, and granted it's New York, but it does seem that there's a full-blown socialist takeover, similar to how MAGA has taken over the Republican Party. The Democratic Socialists of America do seem to be taking over the Democratic Party. So that's also something that is concerning for liberty more broadly, and also for Israel, because these people are ardently anti-Israel. One of the winners in New York literally like bragged about wiping her dirty hands off on the American flag like it was a napkin. So, yeah.
Wow, holy shit! And these
Okay.
people are winning elections.
In local elections in New York, yes. Yeah, major victories in New York. I thought, I guess, I forget that I forget sometimes that you guys are focused on your own stuff. This has been all over the news in the United States, and a lot of the normies are kind of not happy about it, because of course the liberals within the Democratic Party are not. I mean, they're obviously if you like capitalism, you're not going to like a bunch of socialists taking over your party. So
Yeah, guys, I need these updates from you guys because I'm so much focused on what's happening in Iran. This is why we're adding more people to our host on our Liberty politics YouTube channel like Monkey and other people coming out and covering different countries, because I am behind on American politics given what's happening. So thank you for this, these updates.
My name is Armin Navabi. I'm an Iranian political analyst with decades of experience fighting the Islamic regime inside and outside of Iran. Make sure you follow me for more, and also make sure you join our discussion group. I'm there almost every single day. Come talk to me there and the rest of the people there in our group calls. It's a great place to meet and talk to people who like talking about politics. The link is in the description and or in the bio. You could also get there by scanning the QR code on the screen. See you there.